Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? So, I apologize if there's sound in the background. My PlayStation 4 is one thing, but there's also yard work being done, so I can't really control what's going on outside, noise-wise. But I have seen the light. This episode of Black Clover is very, very interesting. Like, they took a rather slow approach to explaining all this. I'm pretty sure some people are going to be mad with how this all took place because if you really look at it, we've had all of these like instances pretty much already. It's just the simple fact that we never had a reason for like understanding every single small detail of what's actually happening. So they didn't go into that much of an explanation, you know. So now that they are going into it and we're actually learning like what the heck like they believed in, why things didn't work, you know, stuff like that. Um, it's getting a lot more obvious as to why, you know, Lich hates the people that he does, and even why Lich is the way he is in the first place, which turned into a rather interesting like development in the character, in my opinion. So now that we see like the true side, oh my god, that was dirty. Like what, you know, what's going on through his mind, what's kind of going to appear in the future maybe, and what could be possible for the grand scheme of who is inside of this place that Yuno has ran into and for some reason has all this light energy. I think this is us finally seeing I think this is us seeing Lich for the first time, like maybe his actual soul that may have taken over someone else, another human's body, because what we pretty much learn is there was somebody who was relatively envious of Lich, and not Lich, but Lich's fiance. And I already forgot her name. I feel kind of bad for forgetting her name already. But if I remembered her name, I'm not sure if it would have changed anything. Because from what I'm getting at here is, I think Lich's wife survived. I think she actually gets out, and the kids that we see are Yuno and Asta are her kids that she abandons, probably because anybody who knew that she had a good relationship with the elves would probably then know that, uh, you know, the baby that she was holding was partially elves. So it would make sense that you would have to abandon these kids to get away from the curse that they're going to have to inherit from not only their father, but maybe a traitorous mother that is being treated differently now that, you know, they have this information, or, you know, that they attacked the elves and they felt some type of way about them. Why would they be happy that this woman has two kids? Or it might not even have been a bad thing in the case of them like trying to kill the kids, but they probably would have tried to extract their mana or just, you know, make sure whatever their life's, you know, has to deal with, they would probably have some, you know, actual position in changing it and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if that's where they're going with this, but that's just what it felt like. It felt like we didn't get to see his wife like straight up in there. I mean, he was holding. It looked like he was holding her. So, I mean, there's also that. So, and that's why I kind of feel like it can't be her. Like it can't be his kids. Simply because, um, I mean, let's be fair. There was a reincarnation thing. So, what if it reincarnated his kids into the nearest, you know, compatible human babies that were coming up, you know? So, we get a really relatively weird episode because supposedly this whole time Lich has not even been Lich this whole time. Lich has been this person that actually couldn't stand the wife. I think his name was like Perry or something. Um, but because he was like because he or she was envious of the woman, the human anyway, they felt some type of way about it and always kind of held a natural grudge, just like in humans, like, oh well, I don't know if I trust him as much as Lich, but Lich has to be right. It's kind of turned into one of those things, like, oh, why am I questioning someone that I believe in, type of deal. And if I do keep questioning them, will they turn their backs on me and stuff? So I don't know. I'm really interested in seeing where all this is going to play out. I mean, we kind of have a good idea of that he's probably, or she is trying to bring back Lich in general, like just the actual soul of him or whatever you want to call it. But I really, really can't tell at this point. There's only so much they give us throughout this episode. Um, we also know that Lich has some plans of bringing his true comrades back, so take that with a little bit of grain of salt. He might be bringing back two people, or at least one, who actually died in this whole ordeal of getting the stones, but it doesn't feel like that would be real. Like, it, because for the reincarnation spell, all of their souls he did it while their souls were still around him. He did it while they were practically still under attack, almost. Like the attack just ended, and whoever was around, he was reincarnating them. Um, so to think that without showing these forbidden, like lines and stuff like that, showing us that he is casting, oh no, I needed to do something, that he's casting something, that he's trying to, do something in general, is kind of weird. But with this light being so, bright after the stones going in, and yeah, he did activate a forbidden spell on his comrades who thought they were, his right hand man and woman and stuff, but he literally had them in a position to already be sacrificed. So it goes to show you exactly probably who and why these ideas came to be, and because of it, they're pretty much going to go far in this world, guaranteed. And I mean, not far. They're going to go as hard as they can, guaranteed, because they have no real, um, you know, they have no real home that they need to protect. No real things that are going to get in the way for them, because they've lost everything and they're just now trying to get it back. So just like how he attacked every single member of, just I'm gonna destroy everybody, screw it, and just goes in. Um, it's one of those moments where you're kind of like, okay, well, if he's willing to do that, and the people that he might have reincarnated were still there, it didn't matter. Like, if you were never helping his cause, you were never going to be important to him. So that's just how it be, and how it like seems with this week's episode. So I don't know. I'm really interested in seeing what you guys are thinking. This week's episode was pretty fire. I don't know if if his awakening of whatever he's trying to awaken with these stones is even going to be, like a huge game changer, right? Like, this could be this could be nothing at the end of the day. This could literally just be him pushing forth something that's going to get stopped. And I really, really was convinced that um, all of a sudden, I had a weird thought that maybe Lich's kid would have been something important, like the half human, half elf would be kind of important. And then we see and that would kind of explain him, or why was Yuno's body capable to be, resonated with in the reincarnation, if he was just, we know how young was. And that's, I'm just trying to put together, when could have Yuno gotten it, and why haven't we seen Asta during this? Like, A lot of the same assets were used as last week, mind you. Not even last week. We didn't even get Black Clover last week, so that's just the weird part of how all this is breaking down. Like, they reused some stuff that we've already seen, so it kind of felt like counterintuitive. But to be fair, there were some explanations in this week's episode that we would have never understood unless they went in detail. And the one thing that's still kind of throwing me off as well is when Lich saw Asta holding the two swords, or at least the swords in general, almost as if the person who's supposed to have them should be the only one who has them. And we never got any like explanation after that, so we still left in the dark as to who was the one that wielded these swords that Asta had, and what role did he play at the end of this whole like disgusting attack on the elves and stuff like that? Like, was he just one of the people who got bodied and didn't really get to stand a chance, or did he, do anything when he was reincarnated that went against the code? I really am confused at what we're gonna get with the rest of this week. But at the same time, it seems so interesting that I can't help but to be ready for anything at this point. Oh, you punk. I think you got me. But overall, everybody, I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I wanted to try to help my clan get further in this because you end up getting a mask and stuff, but I don't know how much I'll be able to do while trying to multitask. So yeah, with that being said, I'll definitely talk to you guys very soon with more content, and I hope that I can get to you. um, if I missed anything, let me know in the comments, and I'll drop it. There's one show that I haven't dropped that came out I think 2 days ago, but I'm just waiting for one of these like Thursdays where there's not much anime coming out to fill it in. So there's a show I know I missed, but I will be getting it up on Thursday. So yeah, I hope everyone has a good one, and peace.